Sally's like these are old ones, right? Like that. In there.
Well, if you missed a freeze where you said that, we can freeze it.
They just want to like. Right.
That was me in basketball. Had the height, but I did not.
I watch it.
Oh.
So you just see the signs on the kid growing up. I'm like, I
Oh,
gotta-
and this softball, though, I'd really rather prefer it, it's softball got booted for free.
All right, the time is 7 PM. We'll call this meeting to order. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, can we have a roll call, please?
Mayor Pulaski,
Here.
Trustee Delapenna,
Here.
Trustee Domke.
Here.
Trustee Forsythe.
Here.
Trustee Lanisa. Here. Trustee Prokowski.
Here.
Trustee Trejo.
Here. We have a quorum. We'll move on to presentation of the prepared agenda. Is there a motion to approve the
I
agenda?
would do that, Mr. Mayor.
Second. Any discussion? Record show none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Seeing none, that motion carries. Now move on to village board public comment. Anyone wishing to provide a comment on a topic or an agenda item may address the village board during the public comment and public hearing segments of the village board agenda by submitting comments in advance using the online form or during the meeting. Madam Clerk, do we have any submitted in advance?
Advance.
Thank you so much. Is there any member of the public here today that wishes to address the board? The record show none. Move on to officials and staff reports. Under my report, I'd be remiss if I didn't say thank you to the Lions Club for a fantastic Taste of Roselle. I think besides the heat, we had no storms this year. So now that it's behind us, I can now talk about it. So I think all things considered, it turned out very well. So appreciate their support of our community in hosting that event. I think a lot of people forget that it's all run by volunteers. And so we don't want to take that for granted. So, and a special shout out to Mark Corl, who spearheads that entire event. So thank you to them. Under my report, I do have a couple of items. One is I'd like to entertain the board to consider passing an ordinance amending Chapter 2, Article 6.5 of the Code of Ordinances of the Village of Roselle, Illinois, Board of Fire and Police Commissioners. So is there a motion? Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
This is to expand our board from 3 to 5 among other things. And this is something that we're doing because of our new home rule authority to help continue to make sure that they can meet to hire our wonderful staff for police and fire and continue to just streamline the process a little bit more on that side. So any discussion from the board? Now, could I have a roll call, please?
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa. Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Delapenna.
Aye.
That motion carries. And then with the changes, we're going to be going through and reappointing a few members to the board and then appointing some new members as well. Bios were provided to the board prior to this. I'll read through it and I'll just ask, I'll ask if there's any appointment that the board would like to remove from the list before asking for a motion. So I'd like to entertain a motion from the board to appoint Alex Hilton to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 1-year term through April 30th, 2025. Appoint Bruce Berkshire to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 2-year term through April 30th, 2026. Reappointment of Bob Marino to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 2-year term through April 30th, 2026. Appointment of Heather Weishart to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 3-year term through April 30th, 2027. And reappointment of Sue Ellen Eichholz to the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners for a 3-year term through April 30th, 2027. Is there any individual that the board would like to remove from the appointment list? Jonah, is there a motion from the board?
So moved.
For a second?
Yes.
Second.
Okay.
Any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Della Penna.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
That motion carries. And I did fail to mention, we're just staggering the terms, so that way we don't have the whole board rolling off at one point in time, but also they've been set concurrence to the terms that we serve as mayor and village trustees. Finally, the last item I have under my report, busy day for the mayor, is I'd like to ask the board for a motion to pass an ordinance amending the liquor code for the number of Class M liquor licenses from 2 to 3 for the Coach Light Skate Center located at 1291 West Bryn Mawr. There's a second?
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Seeing none, could we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
That motion carries. That is all.
Trustee Della Penna.
Oh,
Nailed it.
still passes. With that being said, that's all that I have tonight under my report then. We'll move on to village trustees. Any village trustee have a report tonight? Trustee Prokowski.
So this is a bit of a humble brag on my part, but it's still exciting, I think, because it does involve Roselle. In the spring, I wrote a paper on basically Roselle's response to the Great Depression. I presented it at one conference already, and I've just found out that it got accepted to be read at the Illinois History Conference down in Springfield in October. So Roselle will get to be a part of what I'm sure is going to be a very popular conference that everyone's going to want tickets to. But it is just kind of, I think, an exciting thing. I did want to thank the village staff for providing me access actually to the village archives as well. I was here quite a few days bothering them, so thank you for that. And yeah, I was just excited to be able to share that with everyone.
Thank you. Congratulations. Any other village trustees have a report tonight? Seeing none, we'll go to village clerk.
Just to let you know, Roselle Recycles is Saturday, September 7th from 8:30 to noon in the Roselle Metro parking lot.
Village attorney, village administrator. We'll move on to unfinished business. First, we have the consent agenda. All items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine, procedural, informational, self-explanatory, and non-controversial in nature and will be enacted in one motion. There will be no discussion on these items unless removed from the consent agenda. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda tonight? Record show none. Tonight, we have presentation approval of the village board minutes of July 22nd, 2024, and adopt a resolution authorizing the intervention in property tax appeals. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Madam Clerk, we have a roll call, please.
Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Della Penna.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
That motion carries. Continuing on, we have nothing under community development tonight, administration or fire, but police. Trustee Lanisa.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution ratifying the emergency purchase in the amount of $29,965 to Carrie's Small Arms Range Ventilation, Inc. for range ventilation system repairs at the Police Department Range located in the Public Works Building.
Second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Lanisa. Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Della Penna.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo. Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
That motion carries. There's nothing else under police tonight. Public Works has nothing but finance. Trustee Forsythe.
Thank you, Mayor Pileski. I would like to move approval of the accounts payable list for August 12th, 2024 in the amount of $2,642,277.85.
Second.
Any discussion on the bills list? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Forsythe.
Aye.
Trustee Prokowski.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Della Penna.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
That motion carries.
Next, I would like to move passage of an ordinance amending Chapter 20, Article 11 of the Code of Ordinances of the Village of Roselle, Illinois, Municipal Gas Use Tax.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Just for the public record, this is the change from a overall percentage to a per therm rate that was discussed by the board, and also expanded this to other third-party, out-of-state natural gas providers so that everyone is paying the same tax on their natural gas in the Village of Roselle. So, can we have a roll call, please?
Trustee Forsythe.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Trejo.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
That motion carries.
And lastly, I would like to move adoption of a resolution approving a municipal gas use tax collection agreement between the Village of Roselle, Illinois and Northern Illinois Gas Company doing business as Nicor Gas Company.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, can we have a roll call, please?
Forsythe.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Trustee Delapenna.
Aye.
Trustee Domke.
Aye.
Trustee Lanisa.
Aye.
Trustee Trejo.
Aye.
That motion carries. Move on to new business. We have the review of a draft redevelopment agreement between the Village Roselle and Firewater Barbecue for the development of a 5,760 square foot retail restaurant building located at the village-owned Maple Avenue parking lot with Firewater Barbecue as the primary anchor business. So we'll have our Economic Development Coordinator, Matt Galloway, presenting.
Back in front of you is the draft agreement for Firewater Barbecue redevelopment agreement. The financial terms were presented back in January for consideration. And the board at that time provided direction to move forward. So we've been working diligently over the past several months and now have come to a refined draft RDA. The total incentive package reflected in January has remained the same. So that is the property at almost no cost, a $100,000 forgivable loan upon approval of the development by the village board, $100,000 in TIF reimbursable expenses upon certificate of occupancy, and then $100,000 in tax sharing or 72 months, whichever happens first. So the concept is a little under a 6,000 square foot building with Firewater taking up roughly half of that, and then space for 2 or 3 additional tenants in that development. The projections on this are about $3 million in new revenue over the life of the TIF. So for a $725,000 investment, that's over a 300% return during the life of this agreement. I do have the village's economic development consultant, our counsel, for any detailed questions. And also I have the owner and developer of Firewater Barbecue here, if the board would like to hear from him.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
Talked about before.
Any comments?
No, I think it looks good.
In support of the agreement as provided?
Yes.
All right. I guess I only have 2 questions. Number 1 is how does the tenant search go for the other units, and how do we feel about the dates?
Absolutely. So my understanding, I've talked with Matt and Mel Yarmouth, the developer. They are in communication with several candidates for tenants. So they've actually got their homework to do to select one. And if ones that I've provided don't work, Mel also has a list of tenants that he works with in other properties that he owns. So pretty confident we'll be able to fill this in that date that the approvals will go forward. And then in terms of timeline, it's roughly a year from today that this project should be fully completed, occupied, and operational. So there's no other questions. I'll bring Matt up and he can speak to kind of Firewater's any news. He does have a new restaurant opening this year. So I'll let him speak to that.
Great. Sounds good. It's a bit warmer weather than the last time we saw you.
Yeah, a little, I wanted to see you sooner. I'm sorry I couldn't make it here quicker, but we actually had some great discussions, village attorney, and we kind of worked out the dates, and a project of this size takes a little more care than than a normal smaller project. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you for everybody for seeing me again. And, you know, to speak on what Mr. Galloway did say is that as far as tenants, we've had a ton, an influx of people that, you know, other businesses, I mean, from large to small, wanting to be here in Roselle and also talking about the center as well. Once they saw a lot of the renderings and the schematics on it, so.
It's fantastic news. Any questions for? All right. Thank you so much.
All right,
Appreciate
yeah.
it. So staff has direction then to move forward as recommended then. So will we anticipate this on our next agenda then for approval? Great. Thank you so much. Next item on new business is to provide direction and feedback on a minor amendment to the Roselle Station Plan Unit Development in order to construct an elevated deck. I have our community development manager Karen Bricks presenting.
Roselle Station apartments are 730 to 840 East Irving Park Road. It's the 6-building, 72-unit, development that we approved in 2019, and they basically started construction and constructed throughout COVID in 2020. The property is under new ownership, and they've submitted plans to construct an elevated deck for all the tenants to use. There was no common or shared space originally proposed as part of the PUD that granted approval for this development. So I've deemed it a minor amendment to the PUD, which doesn't require planning and zoning consideration, but just deliberation and recommendation by the village board. So I've submitted the plans are attached to the memo. The fire department has reviewed it, and they had some requests for fire alarm and detectors to be installed in the deck because there's a fire alarm system in the garages. So those will connect to that. And the property manager is good with installing those things. So now I'm here tonight to get recommendation from the village board.
Any questions or comments from the board?
I'm good with it.
Some head nods. Trustee Domke.
Construction is wood. Is it gonna be a wooden deck? Is it
Uh,
tracks or anything like that, you know?
I don't know the material off the top of my head.
It would have to make code and all that, right?
Yes. Yeah, so the building official has initially reviewed the plans and they seem to be good. Fire's okayed it. So now we'll get, once approved by the board, we'll have official permit review done on the plans.
Just think it's unique that so many people said, who would want to live next to a railroad track? And now they're gonna make a deck so they
Deck
can
right
they
next.
can watch the trains go by.
And you can party right above the dumpsters. So.
Yeah, right above.
It's a unique proposal, but like I think we often have to consider is that just because we don't like it or want it, doesn't mean that they shouldn't build it. I guess my only concern is there gonna be a fence or something? I'm not familiar with how the back of the property looks, but with it being that close to the railroad and now elevated, like I assume there'll be something to prevent them from
Yes.
throwing things at trains. I hate to even ask those types of questions, but if there's a will, there's a way for the public to do.
So there are guardrails proposed, but we can definitely look into that to ensure that there's easy access to the train right away.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Direction move forward.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for presenting tonight. Finally, we have provide direction to staff regarding entering into a professional service agreement with Municipal Collection Services LLC. So we'll have George Pappas, our Assistant Finance Director, presenting tonight.
Hi, good evening. Tonight I will present the RFP process that staff went through to select MCS, Municipal Collection Services, as possibly the new collection agency. The village does use a collection agency to collect on all receivables that are over 90 days due. We send those to our current collection agency for collection. We currently have just over $1,054,000 in eligible collectibles. Those are made up of compliance, ordinance, parking violations, tow fines, red light photo enforced tickets, and also utility bills. The lion's share of that amount is the parking violations. Those make up about 49% of that $1,054,000. Then also the red light photo enforced fines that we've had in the past. All those make up about 30% of that amount. The current vendor we're working with, the collection agency we've been working with since the year 2000. Our current vendor is not able to collect on certain tickets due to their inability to enter into a use agreement with the Illinois Secretary of State. So the longevity of that relationship coupled with that inability to enter that agreement prompted staff to go out for the RFP for a new collection agency. We issued the RFP on May 20th with a due date of June 21st. So that gave a 5-week proposal period. We received 5 proposals in total. Firms were evaluated for experience, collection rate, references, ability to enter into that use agreement I mentioned prior, Secretary of State, and also their fees. 2 firms possessed all the qualifications outlined in the RFP. After speaking with references, Municipal Collection Services, MCS, Palos Heights excelled as compared to the other vendor. MCS has a proven ability to enter into this use agreement with the state, 32 years of municipal collection experience, and they also have over 100 municipal clients. MCS fee will be 25% of all amounts collected. That's an improvement over our current vendor that collects 30% of all outstanding receivables 1 year or less outstanding, and then 50% of receivables 50% of receivables outstanding over 1 year. So there were some savings there with the fee that they'll charge. So staff's recommending tonight that we enter into a professional service agreement for services at sites.
Any questions or comments from the board?
Sounds like an upgrade in all areas.
I think they did a lot of review and you're the experts.
Yeah, the references raved about them. They really had really great things to say about their services.
Great. Direction to move forward as staff has proposed?
Yes.
All right.
Great.
Thank you so much. Appreciate the efforts. All right, with that being the case, we do have a second opportunity for village board public comment. Does anyone wish to address the board at this time? Let the record show none. Is there any other business for discussion today from the board? All right, seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
Moved.
Is there a second? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Any abstentions? Meeting's adjourned at 7:20. Thank you, everyone.
We didn't talk about roosters. That would have.